She had the Hollywood dream: fame, family, and a love story that felt like it was written in the stars. Behind Lisa Bonet's serene smile and red carpet glow, something deeper was quietly unraveling. When she and Jason Momoa announced their split, it sent shockwaves through the industry. Fans were stunned. How could one of Hollywood's most beloved couples fall apart? The truth? What happened behind the scenes is far more layered than anyone realized. And Lisa's transformation in the aftermath? It left everyone speechless. This isn't just a celebrity breakup. It's a story of identity, evolution, and rebirth. Before the world knew her as the free-spirited icon she is today, Lisa Bonet was just a young girl navigating a world where she never quite fit in. Raised in an affluent Los Angeles neighborhood, she often felt like an outsider. After her parents divorced, she became an only child with a deep yearning for connection. "I used to beg my mom every day for another sibling," she once shared, a reflection of the quiet loneliness that shaped her early years. That longing eventually led her to acting, a space where she could channel her feelings and find a sense of belonging. One acting class was all it took to light a fire. At just 16, she landed a small role on Saint. Elsewhere, a moment that seemed casual at the time would turn out to be the beginning of a legendary career. By 1984, everything changed. Lisa joined The Cosby Show as Denise Huxtable, a role that made her a household name almost overnight. The show dominated television. Her character, with her cool style and rebellious heart, became an icon for a generation. Beneath the fame, Lisa was struggling. The world saw a rising star. She felt boxed in by the image that had been created for her. She didn't just want to be admired, she wanted to be understood. Determined to break the mold, Lisa made a bold move in 1987 by starring in Angel Heart, a dark and provocative film with Robert De Niro and Mickey Rourke. The project shocked fans and stirred controversy, but Lisa remained unshaken. She wasn't interested in playing it safe. She wanted to challenge herself, grow, to evolve, and she wasn't afraid to rattle Hollywood's expectations to do it. That same fearlessness followed her into her personal life. Years later, she met Jason Momoa, an actor who had admired her long before they ever crossed paths. Their relationship quickly blossomed into something real. Together, they built a life grounded in love and authenticity, raising 2 children away from the chaos of Hollywood. For over a decade, they were the definition of a power couple, deeply connected, fiercely supportive, and seemingly unbreakable. But even the strongest love can weather storms. When Lisa and Jason announced their separation, the world was caught off guard. How could a love that seemed so genuine fall apart? But rather than fall into despair, Lisa stepped into something else entirely: transformation. Since the split, Lisa has emerged with a quiet power. Her once bohemian style has evolved into something more refined, still soulful, but with an elegant edge. She radiates self-assurance, the kind that can only come from deep self-knowledge. And while she remains selective about acting roles, insiders say she's exploring projects that align with her renewed sense of purpose. Every move she makes now seems intentional, rooted in clarity and strength. Transformation isn't just personal, it's financial and strategic. Unlike many celebrities who flaunt excess, Lisa's approach to wealth is understated, but sharp. She owns classic cars that exude timeless sophistication. Real estate portfolio includes serene sanctuaries chosen not for flash, but for peace. She's invested in ventures that reflect her holistic values, blending creativity with long-term security. Lisa has quietly built a life of freedom, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Jason Momoa, too, has taken a thoughtful path forward. While known for his rugged charm and blockbuster roles, he's also made smart investments in eco-conscious businesses and his passion for motorcycles. His career continues to thrive, but like Lisa, he's charting his journey on his own terms. And perhaps that's what makes their story so rare. People evolving separately, without bitterness, without drama, just grace. When we think of celebrity lifestyles, we often picture red carpets and luxury homes. But one element rarely discussed is insurance. Behind the glamour, stars like Lisa Bonet make strategic choices to protect their wealth, health, and creative endeavors. Known for her mindful, grounded approach to life, Lisa has likely ensured that her assets are well guarded with smart policies. In an unpredictable industry like Hollywood, where careers can shift overnight and health is often sidelined, insurance isn't just smart, it's survival. Her quiet foresight reflects a woman who doesn't just live in the moment, she plans for longevity. One of the most pivotal moments in Lisa's career came when she walked away from a different world, one of the most groundbreaking black sitcoms in television history. Originally created around her character, the show seemed like a natural evolution after The Cosby Show. But after just one season, Lisa made an unexpected exit. She was only 20 years old and grappling with the intense pressure of fame while falling headfirst into a passionate romance with musician Lenny Kravitz. Decades later, actor Darryl M. Bell defended her legacy, dismissing rumors that she was difficult to work with. He insisted Lisa was simply a young woman under a microscope, navigating extraordinary pressure in real time, something many overlooked. Lisa's life changed forever in 1985. She met Kravitz in an elevator at a New Edition concert. That chance encounter sparked a whirlwind romance, quickly became inseparable, living together, then eloping in Las Vegas on her 20th birthday in 1987. Shortly after, Lisa became pregnant with their daughter, Zoe Kravitz. The news stunned Hollywood. Executives at The Cosby Show and A Different World scrambled. Debbie Allen advocated for Lisa's real-life pregnancy to be written into the show. Bill Cosby shut it down, insisting that Denise Huxtable is not pregnant. Lisa Bonet is. Just like that, Lisa stepped away from both shows. She returned to The Cosby Show after giving birth in late 1988, but she was never the same. Motherhood had shifted something profound inside her. Her daughter, Zoe, became her guiding light. Lisa made the conscious decision to raise her far from Hollywood's spotlight, moving to Canyon, California, a quiet, artsy community surrounded by nature, while Lenny Kravitz poured his heartbreak into music, writing hits like "It Ain't Over Till It's Over." As an ode to the love he lost, Lisa focused on motherhood. Kravitz later admitted the split shattered him. He could barely sleep for months. But Lisa didn't crumble. She re-centered. Stepping away from the spotlight allowed Lisa to reconnect with herself. She took a break from acting, immersing herself in yoga, holistic healing, and spiritual growth. She wasn't running. She was realigning. And when she returned to acting in the late 90s with films like Enemy of the State and High Fidelity, it was on her own terms. She didn't need the validation. She was choosing art, not fame. Then, fate struck again, this time in a jazz club, where she met Jason Momoa. For him, it was a dream come true. He'd admired Lisa since he was 8 years old, telling friends he'd marry her one day. Against all odds, the universe delivered. Their love story was slow, intentional, and grounded in mutual respect. Despite their 12-year age gap, they clicked in a way few couples do. After over a decade together, they married in 2017. From the outside, they seemed unshakable. But behind closed doors, life brought challenges no one saw. Financially, Lisa and Jason took drastically different paths. Lisa favored a minimalist lifestyle rooted in peace and sustainability. Her Topanga Canyon home, worth over $3 million, reflected her values. Eco-friendly, surrounded by trees, and far from industry chaos. She wasn't flashy. She was intentional. Real estate choices, investments, and quiet financial planning mirrored a life focused on wellness over wealth. Jason, on the other hand, leaned into the spotlight. Blockbuster success with Aquaman and other high-profile roles skyrocketed his net worth to an estimated $25 million. He invested in high-end vehicles like a $125,000 Range Rover, a custom Ford F-150, and a fleet of vintage motorcycles. His collaborations with brands like Harley-Davidson and Carhartt only expanded his empire. His real estate portfolio grew alongside his fame, including a $3.5 million Los Angeles estate. Eventually, Jason was thriving, but his path was very different from Lisa's. Despite these differences and their eventual split, Lisa and Jason handled their breakup with a level of grace rarely seen in Hollywood. They continued to co-parent their children with maturity and mutual respect, avoiding the public fallout that so often follows celebrity separations. Though much of her early career kept her based in New York, Lisa's heart always belonged to California. In the 2018 interview, she spoke of her deep love for the West Coast, saying it allowed her to live life authentically, on her own terms. Being close to her daughter was also a priority, especially as Zoe Kravitz rose in her own career. At the 2020 Golden Globes, Lisa was radiant with pride, speaking about her daughter's success, not as a celebrity, but as a mother. It was a full-circle moment, a reflection of the choices she had made. Prioritize love, integrity, and freedom over fame. Then came the announcement that left Hollywood reeling. In January 2022, Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa shocked the world with the news of their separation. Her heartfelt statement read, "We have all felt the squeeze and changes of these transformational times. A revolution is unfolding, and our family is no exception." On the surface, it seemed like a mutual, well-considered decision. But what no one knew was that the separation had begun far earlier than anyone realized. Court documents later revealed that Lisa and Jason had actually been living apart since October 2020, 15 months before they went public. The couple's decision to keep their struggles private spoke volumes about the deep respect they held for each other and their children, shielding them from the turmoil of their personal lives. Lisa had subtly hinted at the changes taking place just a month prior to their statement. In a December 2021 interview with a longtime friend, she spoke about stepping into a new phase of life, embracing uncertainty, letting go of the past, and becoming her truest self. At the time, her words seemed like quiet reflection, but in hindsight, they were a subtle acknowledgement of the quiet shifts in her marriage. Then, in January 2024, when she officially filed for divorce, it was clear the decision had been a long time coming. The process was strikingly efficient. Los Angeles court approved the divorce just one day after she filed. Both parties waived spousal support, and a co-parenting agreement was already in place, showing that this was not a dramatic public battle, but a mature, mutual decision. It was a testament to the care and consideration both had for their family and their future. But behind the headlines and legal documents lay the deeper story of their split, a story that had roots in diverging paths and shifting priorities. As Jason's career soared with the massive success of Aquaman, Game of Thrones, and other blockbuster projects, he found himself consumed by Hollywood's never-ending cycle. The constant travel, the long hours on set, and the emotional toll of living in the spotlight began to take its toll on his marriage. Meanwhile, Lisa, who had always been committed to a more grounded spiritual life, began to feel the emotional distance that had slowly crept into their relationship. The adventurous spirit that had once brought them together, both drawn to spontaneity and freedom, had now become the wedge that kept them apart. Jason Momoa had fought long and hard for his place in Hollywood, and now that success was finally his, he wasn't about to slow down. Every opportunity that came his way was a reward for the struggles he had endured over the years. For him, Hollywood was a playground, an endless adventure filled with new opportunities. But Lisa, on the other hand, had already carved out a more peaceful, introspective life in Los Angeles. She valued stability, spiritual growth, and the quiet moments at home that allowed her to focus on her family and creative pursuits. As Jason reveled in the chaos of his blossoming career, Lisa sought solace in the simple rhythms of daily life. What had once been an exciting contrast, a balance of energies, now became an unbridgeable divide. The reality of their split wasn't a sudden explosion, but rather the inevitable result of years of gradual divergence. Jason's constant presence in the spotlight traveling the world for film projects, was at odds with Lisa's more rooted lifestyle. She found joy in poetry, holistic living, and artistic expression away from the public eye, things that had always been important to her, but now seemed at odds with Jason's relentless pursuit of success. Their separation was not a failure, but a reflection of the natural evolution of two people who had once been aligned but had grown into different versions of themselves. Despite their differences, their breakup was handled with grace. There was no public drama, no messy fallout. Instead, they both moved forward with dignity, showing the world that love can evolve, relationships can change, and people can separate with respect and understanding. Their story wasn't one of bitter conflict, but of two people choosing different paths, each dedicated to living authentically. There were no bitter feuds, no explosive headlines, just a quiet understanding that they had each evolved in different directions. Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa's split was marked not by scandal, but by mutual respect and maturity. Their ability to navigate the change with grace allowed them to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship, ensuring their children felt supported through the major shift in their family dynamic. This wasn't a breakup defined by drama. It was one defined by dignity. When the couple made their separation public, the statement was far from the typical Hollywood fare. They spoke not of loss, but of transformation, of evolving love, and an unwavering devotion to their children. They framed the end of their romantic relationship as a new beginning, where they could each pursue their individual journeys while still honoring the family they had built together. They didn't succumb to the pressure of public speculation or gossip. Instead, they maintained a dignified silence, refusing to turn their private lives into a spectacle for the tabloids. In the aftermath of their split, Lisa's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. Like many celebrities who turn to high-profile rebounds or dramatic makeovers post-breakup, Lisa's reinvention was entirely internal. At 56, she continues to defy the passage of time, maintaining a radiant glow that leaves fans in awe. Secret? Lifetime commitment to health, wellness, and personal growth. Yoga, Pilates, and African dance have been central to her routine for years, helping her stay grounded and strong. Those close to her say that she has never looked more vibrant, radiating an energy that speaks to inner peace rather than the need for external validation. Perhaps the most striking element of Lisa's evolution is her detachment from the digital world. In an era where social media reigns and celebrities constantly curate their online personas, Lisa has chosen a different path. She remains almost entirely absent from digital platforms, prioritizing real-life experiences over virtual engagement. Philosophy extends to her approach to parenting, where she is rarely seen with a phone in hand when spending time with her children. Instead of becoming part of the online spectacle, she fosters genuine moments of connection, creating a life that isn't dictated by likes or comments. This decision to step away from the constant digital exposure has allowed Lisa to be fully present in her life. Without the pressures of online scrutiny, she has deepened her sense of self-awareness, embracing her journey without the need to prove anything to anyone. It's a rare, refreshing approach in today's fame-driven world. Professionally, Lisa has chosen a quieter path. Though she made a brief appearance in Jason's 2020 Super Bowl commercial, her acting credits in recent years have been minimal. Closest to her reveal that she has intentionally stepped back from Hollywood, seeking a life of personal exploration rather than public appearances. She's immersed herself in spiritual practices, connected more deeply with nature, and rediscovered her creative passions, including pottery and poetry. For Lisa, this period of solitude hasn't been a retreat. It's been a transformative journey of self-discovery. She has found clarity, purpose, and a renewed sense of self, emerging stronger, more centered, and more grounded than ever before. Her rare public appearances since the split have only fueled curiosity. The world was expecting a dramatic reinvention, but what has truly captivated people is the quiet confidence she now radiates. Her red carpet moments are no longer about the flash of paparazzi or the next big headline. They're about serenity and self-assurance. Lisa appears lighter, unburdened, and more at peace with herself, a stark contrast to the post-divorce reinvention that Hollywood often demands. Instead of chasing media attention, she's embraced the power of self-discovery and introspection. And through it all, her relationship with her extended family continues to speak volumes. Lisa's unwavering emotional strength is evident in the bonds she has nurtured, proving that her journey is one of emotional depth and maturity. Even after the public chapters of her life, she remains a beacon of resilience and authenticity.